New South Wales Health and other states have a centralised web-based process for the statewide recruitment of newly graduated registered nurses and registered midwives applying for employment in New South Wales public hospitals and some not-for-profit private hospitals. Many, but not all nurses and midwives start their professional careers by undertaking a transition to professional practice or graduate program. The transition to professional practice offers graduate nurses and midwives consolidated clinical support, including preceptorship and education study days, which goes beyond standard orientation and induction for new employees. The benefits of the system are that it is a centralised application process. One of the disadvantages, of course, is that it is very competitive. There are other options also, such as private institutions, aged care and disability services. These sectors usually advertise online and on hospital websites. Many local health districts have reduced the number of new graduate positions, so you need to be prepared to present yourself both personally and professionally in the best possible light. The new graduate handbook developed by New South Wales Health is designed to assist you in preparing your application and also preparing for interview. However, your application needs to be flawless. If you have missing information or have grammatical mistakes, your application may not succeed. So here is the recruitment process at a glance. Between April and May, information about the transition to professional practice application process is available on the Nursing and Midwifery Office website. You need to research your employment choices and also attend university employer open days. In June, applications will open and typically mid-July applications will close. Please refer to the Transition to Professional Practice Handbook in order to get the correct dates. In July, employers will send interview invitations to applicants. You must acknowledge and accept the interview invitation. In August, interviews will be conducted, and in September, employers select applicants for positions. In October, employers advise applicants of the interview outcome, and successful applicants must accept positions offers online. Between November and December, you need to prepare for employment and pre-register with the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia. To be eligible for employment, you need to be completing your nursing and midwifery course by the due dates specified by the handbook. You need to be eligible for registration as a registered nurse or registered midwife with the Nursing and Midwifery Board prior to the agreed date for the commencement of your employment. You also need to be an Australian citizen or hold a visa that allows ongoing full-time employment in Australia. Please note, priority selection will be given to Australian citizens, Australian permanent residents and New Zealand citizens. Please see the Transition to Professional Practice Handbook for further information. It is important to be organised for your application. The New South Wales Health Transition to Professional Practice recruitment is a highly competitive process, and it is anticipated that more people will apply than there are positions available. So it is important to be well prepared and organised for both the application and interview process. It is never too early to prepare for employment. A good place to start is a job file. This will help you to be prepared when you complete your online application and attend an interview. Your job file should include 2 written references, with at least one being a clinical reference using the New South Wales Health Referee Report template. This can be downloaded from the New South Wales Health Nursing and Midwifery Office. You need to have copies of your identification and residency documentation. These could include a photo identification such as a passport or driver's licence. Evidence of residency documentation can include Australian birth certificate, Australian citizenship certificate, passport and visa information if you're not an Australian citizen. You will also require evidence of your immunisation status and New South Wales Working with Children Check clearance. It is important that you research where you would like to work, such as the availability of and types of positions offered, in particular whether they have mid-year intakes, clinical specialties and full-time or part-time employment opportunities. There are over 130 facilities offering graduate nurse positions in this recruitment scheme, ranging from metropolitan, coastal, regional, rural and remote settings. So it is important to research the range of positions on offer as well as the vast locations. To increase your employment chances, you will be able to select up to 8 employment preferences in your application. Employment preferences are listed by local health district and then health facility in the online application form. You are encouraged to research the broad range of health facilities and employment choices when determining your preferences. Your preference should be given in ranking order. If you are successful on your first preference, this does not mean that you will be given preference on your second choice. Choices should be guided by how far you may need to travel, cost and time of travel, personal family responsibilities. Choosing a facility in a regional area may have some lifestyle advantages. If a particular specialty is important to you, such as burns or spinal or paediatrics, this will influence your decision, but will also mean it will be very competitive. Different local health districts portray certain characteristics, and it would be wise to read information on their websites. The popularity of some facilities will attract a lot of applications, which will increase the competitiveness for jobs. Completing the application form is the most important document that you will be required to do. The application form is divided into 3 sections: your personal details, employment preferences and education, and selection criteria, which asks you to detail work history and address the criteria itself. Addressing the selection criteria is critically important. Up to 150 words maximum are required for each criteria. You can draw on information from your resume and your own clinical experience. Your resume does not need to be submitted online during the application process. However, it will be required at interview later. Please note that a cover letter is not required to be uploaded with your application. For more detailed information, please refer to the current Nursing and Midwifery Transition to Professional Practice Handbook.